Manchester United is a bit vex person, I'm not gonna lie. You wait the whole week expecting to have a piece of happiness come weekend. Say your club will play. But then the play and the performance is very underwhelming. Who are we? Manchester United. So Manchester United and Everton played today. We went to Goodison Park and the match ended Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Now, in hindsight, 2-2 is not a bad scoreline considering the way we have been playing. But then, if you experience and you watch the match like me, the performance was very poor. I mean, very poor. For largely most of the first half, I think all the first half, I think Everton were the better team. Just like it happened in the match versus Tottenham, it was happening today again. We weren't pressing well. The pressing was terrible. When I say terrible, like the team, we don't do anything in sync in Manchester United. The manager had mentioned about second balls before, and it happened today again. We kept on losing second balls. It's like every time Everton held the ball, we're giving them the opportunity to come at us with the ball. It was really, really disappointing. It was a painful one to watch. I know the second half we came back into the game and we performed not a little bit better because we got the result, but largely I didn't really see any particular difference. The team was bad. Garnacho came in, he didn't do anything. A lot of people have been blaming managers and managers, especially Ten Hag and now Ruben Amorim for the performances. We have seen it time and time again, our lack of creation of opportunity. Today we scored from our first shot on goal and it was in the second half. I have to repeat it again. Today we scored from our first shot on goal against Everton and it was in the second half. That means for the first 45 minutes, we had no shot on goal. Everton outplays us in the first half. It was very bad. There's no Manchester United in the world out there that watched this match and said, "Oh, we performed good." It's not there. The performances were bad from generally all the players. Zexi did well in the match before this one, but facing this match now, he was one of the worst players in today's match. Højlund was bad. Casemiro will have said it time and time again. He can't handle the intensity. You can even notice that he is afraid to receive the ball. Casemiro, if you give him the ball, he's going to give you back immediately. He doesn't want the ball. I think Casemiro at this stage would prefer just training and not turning up for matches. They were really bad. I want to even speak about Maguire and Delete. Oh my God. It goes back to the thing the recurring situation we'll be talking about, they not being able to do the basics. Manchester United players keep messing up 5-meter passes. Their positioning when they want to receive the ball consistently and constantly is wrong. Today, Maguire and Delete were the complete example of that. They keep on passing the ball to the wrong foot. You are supposed to pass the ball to the left foot, you pass it to the right. You're supposed to pass to the right, you pass to the left. So the person has to extend back to get the ball, then move forward. They were doing it consistently. They were even passing 5-meter pass wrong to the throwing for each other. Maguire, it's almost like the Maguire, back then when they were criticizing Maguire, was one of those people that actually was criticizing him because he was performing badly when he was a captain. Fast forward to, he was taking the captain, but the captain band was taken off him. He came back, he was doing better. But for the last how many games, I think the old Maguire has returned. The first goal against Manchester United today, he is at fault. I think the second goal rather, he is at fault. The second goal entirely, he is at fault because when the ball went up, after the first save from Onana, when the ball went up, it was Maguire's ball to take care of. But Maguire was paying attention to the ball. He did not even, because as a footballer, how you react to those circumstances is the ball goes up, your first reaction is to look to your side whether somebody is there. That means when the ball is going up. Then after that, you have to extend and head the ball away. Or you go straight forward for the ball, you don't have to look your side, you just make sure, since it's in your defense, you go for a clearing. But Maguire was obviously trying to guide the ball inside your defense. Beto came from his behind, head the ball into the net. it is really frustrating talking about these players. I can really remember good moments from the match. The match was not, it was not one of our best performances, and we have been saying that over and over again this season. This was not the lineup we predicted. Today Kobe Mino was not available, so it was Ugarte and Casemiro that played the midfield. Casemiro, he cannot work. I know we can't sell him and we'll have to leave him to the end of the season, but obviously we now understand. It happened during Eric Ten Hag's second season. You know, the players, they couldn't do the basics. A lot of people complained about Eric Ten Hag not having his style of play. Do you see Amorim's style of play? Be honest with yourself. Do you see the 3-4-3? You can largely see it too. Why? Because whatever formation that is being played, you have to give effort and you have to commit in those one-on-one duels. Manchester United players do not want to compete. They do not like to compete. So they give in easily inside the matches. And they are doing the basics is one of the hardest things today. As much as positioning to receive the ball, it delays the play of the game, and we've been seeing it for Manchester United players from time and time again. I think Patrick Dogu did good. He's still blending into the team. And another one to mention was I did really like the fact that Shido Obi had about 10 minutes or so in the game. He didn't really get enough touches during the match, but he did get the opportunity to play a few minutes. Zexi, like I mentioned again, he was poor. I expected after the good game he had last match that this match he was going to extend and do better, but he did not. But for me, the two poorest players on the day were Maguire and Delete. They drove me crazy with the fact that they kept on delaying the play, trapping and passing wrongly. It was that bad. It annoyed me a lot. Dalot, I don't want to mention him because his performances have not been good for quite a while. Today, another person that had a poor performance was Bruno Fernandes. He scored the goal, I know, but the performance wasn't Bruno Fernandes standard. He kept on shrugging his head because when you see these players, they make poor decisions. Even himself does, but it's largely frustrating, and it's frustrating the whole team. You can see the manager's frustration. Like, remember when the guy came in, he was with smiles, laughing and answering questions. But now see, how many matches in? People are already calling for the manager to be sacked. But you have to understand, even though the manager is responsible for the 3-4-3. And I understand that when you're playing a 3-4-3, you have two midfielders in the midfield against three or more midfielders in the other team. But that is also largely due to the fact that the players, they do not position themselves well. They make it difficult for the center midfielders, which is today Casemiro and Ugarte. And it was so nice to see Ugarte get his first Manchester United goal. But overall, the performance of the entire team was bad. It was so bad. I didn't like it one bit. I don't know where the managed guy is going to go from here because these are the players he has to the end of the season. I don't really see how things are going to change. I'm glad we got 1 point at least, not getting beat by Everton. I think Everton players got tired at some point of the game. After we scored, they probably got scared, and that was how we came into the game. About the late penalty from Everton, I actually think it is a penalty. Now listen to me. There was contact from both Maguire and Delete. I thought that was a very silly one for Maguire. He has to thank his God for whatever happened there. And the VAR, they didn't really help the ref because they gave him a very not the best. They didn't give him the best view to probably decide. Even though he went to take a second view on the VAR TV, they didn't give him the best view to analyze the situation. If not for me, it was a penalty. And also there's another thing. When you have a record with doing something like that, Ashley Young has been known for faking fouls before or theatrics. So if you add that 1 and 2 together, probably the ref made the decision both with what was shown and the person in Ashley Young. Ashley Young really dived. he has been known for diving. He did dive, but it was a foul and it was a penalty. So thank our stars, because it would have really been a very terrible one if they had gotten the penalty was given to them. They scored the 3-2 after coming from 2 goals down. It would have really, I don't think our players are confident. So imagine losing after trying. It would have probably broken them to pieces. Probably lost the remaining games of the season if it had happened. But thank God that did not happen. The match was, I don't have a lot to say about it because it was bad. Our players need to really start performing better. The basics they have to, you can't ask the coach to teach them how to pass. It's not the job of the coach to teach them how to do the basics. You can't go to the university and you want the lecturer to teach you something that we're supposed to learn in secondary school. It's not his job. His job is to teach you the curriculum. Not if you need to learn that, you hire a home lesson teacher. That was what was done when we were kids. If your parents think you have to learn individual skills, they get a home lesson teacher to probably teach you more. Manchester United players need to do more, and obviously they are not training right. Confidence is not right. That's why a match like today seemed like they were playing prime Barcelona, because Everton were the better side today. I'm happy with the draw, as we have gotten the draw. Now we look forward to the next match, and hopefully performances will be better, but I really don't believe that. Well, you let me know in the comment section who was your favorite player, who was your best player of the match. Thank you always for coming back and watching the video. Do not forget to like the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.